Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. In this video, we're going to share how we adjusted to home life after an 8.5-month deployment. If you're curious to see how I prepared for my husband's homecoming, go ahead and check out this video. But let's get started.
This is the first time he's holding her after getting home. How do you feel, Juan?
Feel great.
And she was quiet the whole ride home, but Daddy was reading her stories.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give kisses?
Mm-hmm.
Give Daddy kisses. Give Daddy lovin'. Give Daddy lovin'. Give Daddy lovin', please.
Mm-hmm.
Aubrey, can you give Daddy lovin'? Okay, we can wait. So we are back at home. Juan has come home. How do you feel?
I feel great.
Tired though?
Yeah.
Really tired. How long was your plane trip again?
It's over 24 hours on a plane.
Not fun. So I was really upset because we went to go to his ceremony, and you had told me that it was going to be at 4:30, and then he was like, oh, it sounds like it's going to be at 4. Mm-hmm. And so the baby woke up, I fed her, I dressed her, like we were en route to get there at 4. And then he calls me at like 3:55, and he was like, oh, they already did the ceremony, and like I'm out. So I was really bummed because I made you a sign, which we can maybe insert a clip here of my little sign. What did you think of my sign?
I loved it.
Why?
Because you know me so well.
Okay, well anyway, so, it was a really quick pick him up, and then we drove right back to the house. That's when you got to hold Aubrey for the first time, and then you got to see all my other little surprises. What did you think about that?
Very neat.
You sound so military right now. Just, here's my answer.
No, they're very neat. You celebrated every holiday that we missed. All in a 10-foot span of the hallway.
And I didn't fool you with the car.
No.
I was really bummed.
When I saw a picture, I knew it was a
toy
car. Yeah.
That's a bummer. Mm-hmm. I was really, the way that you responded to my text, it made it sound like you actually, there was a possibility that you thought it was a real car.
No.
You know your cars.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. So anyway, as soon as we got home and you did all your gifts and stuff like that and brought it in, you pretty much you got dressed and we went out to dinner. Where did you pick?
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Why?
All the guys that were with me, we all wanted some real chicken wings, because when we were out there, we would get nothing but frozen or really poor made chicken wings.
So yeah, we went there. Going out, it always kind of gives me a little anxiety with Aubrey because she's in the throwing food or dropping food stage. So I kind of took care of feeding her for the most part while we were out, just because you're still learning kind of the routine. You left when she wasn't even eating yet. Those days, I miss them. She was just breastfeeding. So I think that's going to be a learning experience for us, is you kind of learning how we're used to doing things, and then us learning, I need to be patient in, teaching you how to do stuff that works or whatever. So anyways, I took the lead, I think, mostly. I asked him to, give her the prepared breast milk that, I brought with us. And I asked you to, break up some of, the little homemade strawberry chips that I made. But, baby food that's a technique that must be mastered. So yeah, after we went out to dinner, we went to the Dollar Tree because I wanted to pick up a couple things, and you got to push her around in the cart. I didn't hear her scream really that much in the store, so that was good. How would you describe how Aubrey reacted to you, like, most of the day?
I think your eyes said it all. They were just wide open, staring at me, and just didn't know what to think.
She's very serious.
Yeah.
Like, when my parents came out to visit, she was just kind of like really analyzing them, and then she eventually warmed up, which I think towards the end of this evening, I would say she was warming up to you. Like, she would tickle him, and I actually asked her, like, later in the evening, like, can you give Daddy lovin'? Like, and she just, like, leans in with her lips, and I think she leaned into your forehead. So I want to say, like, it's been a pretty good first day. Were there any parts of the day where you felt sad or, like, frustrated with how she was responding to you?
Not at all. I was thinking that it was going to be a much worse experience where she would
Like,
cry or scream if I tried to hold her or get near her. But no, it was better than I thought it was going to be.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, hopefully, like, me showing her videos of you every day helped. I mean, pretty much every day I would show her a video of him. And I would show her, like, pictures and say, Daddy loves you, and, like, we'd wave and, like, blow kisses to the pictures. So I'm hoping that is helpful to anybody else who's going to go through the same experience. But yeah, we're going to try to record more of, like, their interactions the next couple of days and give you guys, like, the rundown on how she's adapting. But I think also a part of this process is going to be sharing, like, how you adapt to being at home, because I'm used to having this bed all to myself. For those of you guys going through, like, what's it called, reintegration, I guess. Yeah. We got our own little struggles here. We're going to share those with you guys to maybe give you guys some of the tips that we're learning from, and just to kind of help you out. You want to say anything else for tonight?
No.
No?
I'm all out of words.
Yeah. He's exhausted. Hopefully you'll have more to share tomorrow. All right. We'll see you in a little bit. Good morning. I have, but she has not seen Daddy yet today, so we are going to go to see Daddy for the first time. This hair, though, is a struggle. All right. Who do you hear? Do you hear Daddy? Who's that?
Come here, Amber. Come here. Yay. I'd like to be with Daddy today. We're gonna have fun. You change your diaper?
No, I haven't changed her diaper yet.
Oh.
You want to give that a try? First time changing her diaper?
No.
What do you mean no?
Not right now.
You promised me you'd do all the dirty diapers.
Yeah, during the nighttime.
The nighttime we never change her diaper. She doesn't poop at night.
What does that say, Albert? It says happy birthday.
Aubrey, can you give Daddy lovin'? Can you give Daddy lovin'? Still no. She doesn't really give me lovin'. Every once in a while I get some nice little tender kiss. Aubrey, Daddy's holding you. So one thing we forgot to mention yesterday, so she was kind of like this. She was just kind of like cautious around him all day. So her attitude kind of seems the same. She did tickle him at night. Let's see if she does it again. Hey, Aubrey, can you tickle Daddy? Tickle, 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 tickle. Can you tickle Daddy? She's probably still waking up. But she was pretty clingy to me throughout most of the day. Like Juan, you would be like, come here, and then like you'd like reach out for her and she'd like crawl really quickly back to me. But she's not crying, and so I think we can call that a win.
You hurt me, you did, several times. It hurts to admit that we're no different. I find it hard to commit, but you don't even try. Still I'm better with than without you. Oh, I'm on it, I want it, but why do you seem to call in your eyes? I can't tell if you're here or you're out there. Do you wanna be out there? You don't need to be Prince Charming to me. I just need this to be real. I don't need no fairy tale. You don't need a killer pregnant for me. Ooh, I don't need no fairy tale. I don't need no. We run and go still every time. Whatever it is, I keep on trying. 'Cause it ain't hard to forgive when you know what it's like. That's why I'm better with than without you. Oh, I'm on it, I want it, but why do you seem to call in your eyes? I can't tell if you're here or you're out there. Do you wanna be out there? You don't need to be Prince Charming to me. I just need this to be real. I don't need no fairy tale. You don't need a killer pregnant for me. Ooh, I don't need no fairy tale.
How does it feel changing the first solid food poopy diaper since you've been back?
It's fine. It's better than liquid chocolate or liquid caramel sauce.
How do you feel, Aubrey? Did Daddy do a good job? Say yes? No? So we made homemade pizza tonight, and Juan is getting to experience what it was like while he was gone for me. This little one just wants to eat our food. So this is the last of the pizza. Doesn't that look appetizing? Mmm.
No more?
She's already had like a full tub of baby food, her own like blocks of cheese, grapes, some of my pizza. She's had water. She's had some strawberry chips I made. And you just want it all, huh? Almost at the end of full day number 1.
No, she's done.
Gotta say, this is pretty normal though for her, so we're looking good as far as reintegrating Daddy back into our lives. Hey guys, so it's the end of day 1. I just laid my daughter down to sleep, and I just wanted to be as like transparent as possible through this process. It's hitting me today that like I'm feeling pretty depressed. I don't know if it's because I had these expectations in my head that I wasn't really aware of that aren't being met. I kind of still feel like that single mom, even though my husband's back. Right now he's actually in the garage working on his car, which is something that he was really excited about getting back into doing. And so I think his excitement for, you know, getting back and kind of getting all your things in order, it's difficult for me as, you know, the spouse that stayed at home during this deployment to kind of still continue what I was doing and then just kind of see him go off and, do what he wants to do. So, it's just kind of hitting me right now, and I'm feeling kind of lonely and depressed. It doesn't help that, like, bath time with my daughter is getting a little bit more difficult. She's like trying to stand up and get out, and it's always been an enjoyable activity for her, and I think she's still having fun, but I'm just more concerned now because she's more mobile in the tub that she's gonna fall and get hurt, and so that's stressful for me, and she's just cranky a little bit, and it's just wearing on me, and so I just I'm just feeling really down. And so any of you guys that are going through this, or are going to have to go through reintegration after deployment, just know that I feel for you. If you're feeling still kind of like a single parent after your spouse gets back, it's not necessarily to say that he's doing anything wrong. Like, he has a right to be excited to get things in order. I mean, I was getting everything in order, and I'm cleaning up around here because that's something that I like to have, like a clean and organized house. But I think that it definitely is something that, we need to talk about a little bit more. My expectations, his expectations, and so on. So, I just want to let you guys know that you're not alone if you're experiencing similar feelings. As far as, Aubrey getting used to her dad being home, she's definitely still clingy to me. Like, I'm definitely her source of comfort. So if we're on the floor playing with her, like, she doesn't necessarily go to her dad to find comfort or play. Like, she'll come to me for safety. But I'm very pleased with at least how they are interacting. I'm happy to see that, like, he talks to her. Like, during his deployment, he was very quiet. He was so overworked and overstressed that, like, he just wanted to watch her, and there wasn't a lot of interaction, and he only was able to maybe FaceTime every 10 days, and so our interactions with him were very slim during this past deployment. So I'm very pleased to see how he's interacting with her and how she's warming up to him even just after one day. I'd like to take credit and say that it's because of all the videos that I've shown her of him and how much I talked about him and all the pictures that I showed her of her dad. I'd like to take credit for that. It could just be her age. She's turned 13 months just a few days ago. So he missed her first birthday. If that gives any of you guys like an idea of like where your kid's at. Obviously we don't have any older kids, so I can't really talk about like interactions with older kids. I'm sure that you guys can pop on the comments and give your opinions or your advice if any of you guys went through that. But as far as like leaving at 4 months about and then coming back a little after 1, so far the transition's been really easy on them. And again, it wasn't like he left and I didn't show her any pictures of him or anything like that. So like she definitely saw her daddy and like we talked about him a lot. So I definitely suggest trying that. Maybe you may not have as smooth of a transition, but like to give you some context, like I'd have men come to the house to like fix something because you know we've had termites, we've had a bunch of problems during this last 8 months. And she would like scream and like hold on to me and cling for dear life because this new person, this new man is in the house. And so obviously there's some type of comfort that she sees or recognition that she sees of her dad, and she didn't scream at all. And so you know, it's not like she's one of those babies that just welcomes everyone with open arms. Like she's definitely not that. She proceeds with caution. So I think to give you some context, like I do think I'm pretty impressed with how things are going. But if any of you guys have any other ideas of like good ways to help your kids get used to their parent being home, go ahead and leave those in the comments below. But yeah, so as far as daddy-daughter, I think it's going pretty well, considering he's been home like a little over 24 hours. As far as husband-wife, I think we definitely have a lot to talk about. You know, and I want to be as transparent as possible. I want you guys to see that you're not alone. So until the next check-in.